In the HackerRank challenge, Encryption, the problem statement reads: an English text needs to be encrypted using the following encryption scheme. First, all spaces must be removed from the text. The variable L equals the length of the text. Then, all characters are written to a grid, whose rows and columns have the following constraints.
The number of rows in the grid must be less than or equal to the nearest double value, that is less than or equal to the square root of L, and the number of rows in the grid is less than or equal to the number of columns in the grid, and the number of columns in the grid is less than or equal to the nearest double value that is greater than or equal to the square root of L.
To further illustrate how the equation works, using the string, if man was meant to stay on the ground, God would have given us roots. The length of the string, with all spaces removed, is 54 characters. The number of rows in our grid must be less than or equal to the nearest double value that is less than or equal to the square root of 54, which is 7. The number of columns must be less than or equal to the nearest double value that is greater than or equal to the square root of 54, which is 8.
The encoded message is obtained by displaying the characters in a column, inserting a space, displaying the characters in the next column, and inserting a space, and so on.
The programmatic solution to this challenge is as follows. First, all spaces are removed from the incoming string and the result is assigned to the variable, no spaces. Next, a primitive double is defined, named length, and initialized to the value of the length of the string, without spaces. Next, a primitive double is defined, named rows, and initialized to the floor value of the square root of length. Next, a primitive double is defined, named columns, and, if rows is greater than or equal to the square root of length, columns is initialized to the value of rows. Otherwise, columns is initialized to the value of rows plus 1. Next, a new string builder is instantiated and assigned to the variable, result. We then define a nested for loop that will traverse each character in the incoming string, no spaces, and append all characters in each column of the grid, to the string builder, result. Upon completion of the nested for loop, our result string builder variable is converted to a string, trimmed, and returned to the caller.
We hope you found this video helpful. If so, please comment below. If not, well, comment below, nicely.
Thank you for watching.
And we'll see you in the next episode of
Wow! How'd you code that?